Okay, we're going to rearrange the terms so that we can add or subtract mentally, and then we're going to solve. When we can't do anything more mentally, we're going to solve by finding our common denominator and find our final answer. So for 1a, I see that I have a couple of terms that I can put together. 1 3/4 and 1/4 go nicely together. A half and a half also go nicely together. When I put the terms 1 3/4 together with 1/4, I get 1 4/4. I put together my 3/4 with my 1/4 and end up with 1 4/4. When I put together a half plus a half, I end up with 2 halves, which ends up as 1 whole. 1 4/4 is actually 2 wholes. 1 whole plus 4/4, and then 2 plus 1 is 3. Final answer, 3. Okay. For 1b, we have 3 1/6 minus 3/4 plus 5/6. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the 3 1/6 and I'm going to add it to the 5/6 first. And I know that some people don't like to put the parentheses, but the parentheses really help us to organize. So I have 3 1/6 plus 5/6. Then I'm going to subtract 3/4. Adding the 3 1/6 to the 5/6 together is going to make this problem much simpler. I end up with 1/6 and 5/6 together is 6/6, plus the 3 wholes is 4, minus 3/4. So I'm going from 4 down, and I end up with 3 1/4. Final answer. Okay, 1C, it should be C, it's listed on your paper as a D. What I have for 1C is 5 5/8 minus 2 6/7 minus 2/7 minus 5/8. Now, I'm subtracting all of these terms. So it doesn't really matter what order I subtract them in, as long as I subtract all of them. So I'm going to take 5 5/8, and I'm going to subtract 5/8 first. I'm going to subtract that one first. That's easy because the terms are like. I have an 8 as a denominator on both terms. Then I'm going to subtract, and this is the tricky part, I'm going to subtract 2 6/7 and 2/7. That is and. The addition sign inside the parentheses means I'm going to subtract both of those together in one step. So I'm adding them. You can see that the sign is changed there. Why is it changed? It's because I'm going to be subtracting them all together at one time. That's a little tricky for a lot of people, but let's see how it works. 5 5/8 minus 5/8 is 5 wholes. 2 6/7 plus 2/7 is 2 wholes, and 8/7. I'm going to turn the 8/7 into 7/7 and 1/7. So that's 1 whole and 1/7. So I add the 1 whole to the whole number 2, and then I have 1/7 left over. I now have 5 minus 3 1/7. So I'm going to look at it as 5 minus 3 minus 1/7. 5 minus 3 is 2. Minus a 7th would be 1 and 6/7. Final answer. 1 and 6/7. And finally, for number 1, we have D. D is 7/9 plus 1/2 plus 3/2 plus 2/9. What I'm going to do is put the like terms together. 7/9 plus 2/9. I'll put that in parentheses just to organize it better. Okay? Then I'm going to add a 1/2. And the last thing I'm going to do is subtract 3/2, or 3/2. When I put these two like terms together, I get 9/9 plus a 1/2 minus 3/2. These together are 1 whole, 9/9, and 1/2 is 1 and a 1/2. Minus 3/2 is actually 2/2 plus 1/2. 2/2 is 1 whole and another 1/2. 1 1/2 minus 1 1/2 is 0. Final answer, 0.